So some time ago, Steelseries put out something that I haven't seen talked about enough. And that is what they call Sonar. What it is a free piece of audio software that anyone can download on their website for free. And it will give you some of the features that have been only available on behind a paywall, essentially. Like the Wavelength software, like the GoXLR software, and with some brands, software regarding their higher end gaming headsets. So let's have a look at what it does. Now when you first open up Sonar, this is what you get. And what this is pretty much the bread and butter, because it allows something called submixing. Basically what you want to do is you want to head over to your Windows sound settings, set your output device to Steelseries Sonar Gaming, input device as Steelseries Sonar Microphone. Then you just set your gaming device to your headset, so I'll use my Astro here, and your chat output as the same headset, bear with me, and your microphone to, once again, the same headset. But the audio output is the thing here. Then you want to hop into Discord, go to your user settings, voice and video, and select input device as your Sonar microphone, like that, and your output device as Sonar chat. Now what this will do is that the audio coming in from Discord and the audio coming in from your game are now separate. What that means is that, let's say you're in a BR game and your friends die because they're worse than you, and you're trying to focus on the game and see what happens, but your friends are being very loud. Instead of just telling them to shut up or having to go to Discord and adjust their volume there, you can just grab this slider, slide it all the way to the left, and it will focus your game audio and mute out that Discord audio. Or if you die and you just want to have a chat with the other friends that died while somebody's focusing on the game, just slide it over to the other side. And you're still hearing that voice, that chat, that Discord perfectly, but you're not hearing the game. So you can focus on your friends. Or any sort of other mix that you want. Now what else you can do is you can adjust the volume that Discord is outputting and your game is outputting, and then with your master switch, those will stay in relation to each other. Now, I know this is not a new feature. You've had this in like Wavelength or the GoXLR software, but this is the first time that you can get it for free in a simple to use interface that is very clear. So it's time to ditch Voicemeeter Banana if you're still using that. Now both of these outputs are also separate outputs, so you can put them as separate outputs in OBS. So if you want your stream to have a separate audio track, separate volume for your Discord and your game, you could just put these in as outputs and then just adjust the volume as you want. Then when we hop into the game chat, this is another big thing. So for the longest time, a lot of the biggest brands have had some sort of an equalizer for their headsets, but some don't. Like the HyperX headsets, for example, have no software that does anything to them. HyperX has their gaming software, but it doesn't apply anything to their headsets. In addition to that, there's also the cheaper options, cheaper headsets from no-name brands that don't have any sort of software. Now you do. Once again, an equalizer software is not a new thing, but this is the first time they're all in one clear place and easy to use. So when you open up the game view, you can see that you have a full 10 band equalizer. Now it's very simple to adjust it, it's very clear, it's very easy to use, it's easy to learn EQ through this. Besides that, you have a spatial audio, which is okay. It's kind of weird. It works in some situations and some it doesn't, but you want to test that out for yourself. Then you have gain, which is digital gain. You probably don't want to use this. Just I can't see a situation where you would need to, unless you have like hi-fi headphones and then you just want to get an amp. Just don't use this artificial gain. It's a pain. And then you have smart volume. What smart volume does is that if something is way louder than everything else, it brings that down, and if something is way quieter than everything else, it brings that up. So essentially, it's a compressor. So it compresses the high and the low closer together. But if you are unfamiliar with EQ settings in general, there are a lot of customization presets that you can find in here. There's several for movies, music, specific games, and if you do prefer to tinker yourself, you can do anything you want and save it as a new preset. How you can make a preset for every single game that you have. But that's it for the game tab. Let's hop into the chat tab. This tab is a little weird because once again you have a 10-band equalizer, but you're not equalizing yourself in Discord. You're equalizing Discord or whatever volume is coming into the chat output. I don't really understand why you would do this, because sure, it would be nice to equalize somebody else's bad microphone or their bad audio, but you usually are interacting with more than one person in Discord. So there's no way that you can equalize for them all. It's very weird. I don't see the point. If you can think of a point, let me know in the comments below. Besides that, you have noise reduction. Once again, reducing the noise on somebody else's microphone. Also, this noise reduction is pretty terrible. The second it starts affecting anything like mouse clicks or keyboard clicks, it will start distorting the voice as well. So it's not really that great. Besides that, you can apply a noise gate. Now, in extreme situations, I could see this become useful, but most likely not. And finally, smart voice again. Now, this can actually be handy if you have friends that tend to be more loud than others, and some tend to be more quiet than others. Then you can utilize smart voice to bring those two closer together so you can still hear everyone, the quiet one and the loud one. Now, once again, there are some presets here that you can try. I don't understand why. The only thing here that's kind of interesting is the walkie-talkie, because it makes everyone sound like they're on radio. So if you want to do like a full-on immersion run in something like Ghost Recon or something like that with like realistic radio callouts, then you can use this to get that feel. But for the most part, I don't see the point. One exception is that if you route your music, like Spotify, to be coming through the chat as well, then you have an equalizer for music. Now that's remotely interesting, but I would probably still stay with the equalizer in the game tab. But that's it for chat. Let's hop over to microphone. Now, jumping over to the microphone tab, you have a full-on 10-band equalizer once again. Now, this is a big thing, because sure, with specific mics, you might get some sort of EQ adjustments. With the Go XLR, you get EQ. But for the most part, brands really don't offer you chances to EQ your microphone, especially on a headset. So this allows you to do that. An equalizer is not going to make a bad microphone sound good. It might make the bad microphone sound less bad. It might make a good microphone sound slightly better. It's not going to save a bad microphone, but it can help. Now, besides the equalizer, there's a noise reduction, which is terrible. Like I said before, the noise gate is actually useful if you have a cheapo microphone that has like that hiss there constantly. You can ask your friends in Discord if they can hear that, and then you can work from there. And of course, you have smart voice, so if you tend to get loud and quiet and you don't have any sort of compressor anywhere, you can use smart voice and it will do that to some extent. But in terms of what you can do to a bad microphone, let me show you a few tests with the Astro A50's terrible headset microphone right now. So this is the terrible microphone that is on the Astro A50's, completely unequalized. So this is completely stock. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. And this is what that sounds like. And now this is with the broadcast low pitch configuration on the Sonar applying to the microphone. You can hear it sounds a lot deeper. I don't think it still sounds great. Don't know if this is necessarily better, but just showing you what the presets are like. Now this is clarity low pitch, so there should be a bit more air, but probably not that noticeable due to the bad microphone. Like I said, it doesn't make a bad microphone good. It might make it a little less bad. And finally, if you want to do something like a walkie-talkie effect, they also have a preset for that. Some of these effects you can equalize yourself into, but it's not a voice changer. And now this is after I went in and did a bit of equalizing myself. Now this is not great, but to me this sounds a lot better than before. So once again, default and this, the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. And there you can hear the difference between the two. It's very noticeable, but to me this sounds a lot better, and this is something that you can do. Of course, this depends on your microphone, what you want to do, but there's hope. And there you can hear some of the examples of what you can do by equalizing a microphone. Now, you might have noticed the Clearcast AI noise cancellation. Well, this is only for the people who own the Steelseries Arctic Pro Nova headset, so they're high-end headsets, so this is not going to be applicable to most people. That's fine. This and the equalizer for the headset, those are the big things here, as well as the submixing. I think Steelseries has something great here. I think making something like this and giving it away for free has definitely put them back in my good graces. I still hate the headband design on their headsets, but this is a really great move, and it can't be understated. One thing I would love to see is Stream Deck integration. I don't know if we'll see that, but hopefully we do, because being able to adjust this on the fly from the Stream Deck instead of having to go and drag the chat mix slider, for example, that would be fantastic. Now, if you have any uses or something that I forgot to mention, let me know in the comments below. If you want to download this for yourself, I'll link that in the description below, right below that like button. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more of my stuff. I hope you all have a great rest of the week. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you guys next week. All right, bye.